All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us on Did You Know, the ESCO HVAC podcast. So we are spending some time with Jamie Quanrud from Resideo. How are you doing?
Thank you so much for the time today. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm starting to wear down, and to be honest with you, it has been an exciting conference.
And a busy one at that.
We have been trying to, elevate education in the industry.
Yeah.
And so we have so many schools that are now looking at our industry going, okay, a lot of things are changing. Technologies are changing. Refrigerants are changing. So we got to step up our game. And to do that, we're going to need to find the right resources to elevate our education. We need the resources to make sure that our contractors that we're supplying technicians to are having the resources available to them. And so part of what we do, Howard Weiss always likes to say that we're kind of like this dating service in the industry. We're like the HVAC professional dating service, trying to connect everyone with what they need. And so in that, we all benefit out of that. So let's talk about ways that Resideo is actually doing exactly that, working with education in our industry.
Yeah, you couldn't have set this up better. Thank you for that. I promise for those of you listening, I did not pay him to say those words. That's fantastic. So I've been in the industry for 15 years in training the entire time and so love what I get to call a job.
Isn't it crazy?
It is.
Somebody pays us to do this.
I can't believe it. It is fantastic. And one of my favorite things is helping to empower what we call the next generation of the pro.
It is.
So I lead what we call Resideo Academy, which is the technical training offering from Resideo. So we go to market with Honeywell Home and First Alert branded products. So you probably know that we're a manufacturer of the thermostats, the zoning equipment, the things that are probably in your house. And we learned a couple of years ago, this was probably pre-COVID. We were facing as an industry the potential for a shortage in talent.
Massive shortage.
And that was before COVID.
Yeah.
And we have now seen the ramifications of that. Yep. So as a manufacturer, we really kind of took that to heart and said, how can we give back? What is our responsibility to help partner with folks like you at ESCO, but also at the college level and at the professional contractor level?
You betcha.
How do we help and do our part? So I live in Minneapolis. It was 30 degrees and, nice and snowy earlier this week. So Vegas is fantastic.
It's a good getaway.
Change of pace. Yes,
it is.
And we have a college in town that we partner with. A couple of years ago, I walk in with some coworkers and we're going to do a tour. We're going to site visit their lab space.
Where you at?
Yeah. And I had an out-of-body experience. Never had one before, but we're kind of walking around. We're looking at all the equipment. I'm jealous of what they've got. And I look at the wall of all the thermostats that these students are using. And the newest, and most of it's Honeywell branded. Fantastic. Great. They're using our stuff.
T87s.
There's some mercury in there. It was great. But I'm looking at this wall and I'm having this out-of-body experience going, the newest thermostat on that wall is 25 years old.
Exactly.
And we, as Resideo, just released a new Honeywell Home thermostat that needed to be commissioned using a smartphone.
Absolutely.
And I kind of had this experience and said to myself, wait a second. How do we as a manufacturer help colleges get the latest technology, not make it cost prohibitive to them, but how do we also not break the bank ourselves? So what do we do? So we have a couple of different industry partnerships. We work closely with a few organizations. But over the last year and a half, we have been doing some voice of the instructor.
Okay.
So we came to this conference last year for the first time.
Yeah.
We didn't know what we were in for.
Yeah, most people don't. I didn't.
We were super excited, but we kind of went, we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
So we brought one of our zoning equipment cases that our trainers go out into the field and use.
Teach on.
And we did some very informal, hey, as an instructor at your college, would this equipment work? How do you teach zoning? How do you teach smart thermostats? How do you teach electricity? How do you teach Ohm's law? All of those things. A lot of the conversations that we had last year went into what we built over the last year, which is what we're calling an HVAC learning kit. Later this year, later this week,
Uh-huh.
available for purchase from Resideo through distribution will be an HVAC learning kit. We got our hands on ESCO HVAC excellence curriculum,
Yeah.
along with NCCER curriculum from an HVAC perspective.
Right.
We wanted to understand what was being taught and when.
Yeah.
And we then essentially went back into our lab and said, what products of ours reinforce those concepts in class? And how do we as a manufacturer reflect that? So what you'll see on the graphic that's on this kit, I encourage you to come by
I can't
our
wait.
booth.
I'm coming by now.
Please come by our booth.
Yes.
It's 40 by 31.
Really?
It is a fully encapsulated and functioning system inside of a house. So you can zone up to 4 zones. There's 2 thermostats. There's working zone dampers. There's lights to indicate indoor air quality equipment has been installed correctly.
Nice.
But the thing about this is we've partnered with a couple of colleges. We've made donations. However, there are 50 states in the union. I'm not great at math. There's
a lot lacking.
Yes. We have 12 colleges in 9 states. There's a small delta between 9 and 50.
It's a leap.
And I said to our leadership team, I want us to come next year and say that we have a college in every state that has either purchased or had donated to them at least one of these boards.
There you go.
Because what comes with this are instructor guides and student lab activities. We want to make a way so that the next generation who is in these incredible programs already learning about what they need to know, but they're getting the latest information from us as a manufacturer. And when they join the industry, their future employer doesn't have to spend 6 months getting them. Yes. They're ready to go.
They've already got it.
Yes.
And as they should. I mean, we look at these technologies and even if our instructor hasn't worked with these technologies, we get it, right? Many of us come out of the field, we go into training, we teach what we know. Hopefully we're doing continuing education. Hopefully we're here learning about these products, but then trying to teach that is a little bit different, right? And so having pre-made curriculum and content, that's like the bread and butter.
Yeah.
You know, that if I can have something that I can bring into my classroom ready to go with curriculum, and I can take a little bit of time and get to know it well myself, then I can go out in a classroom and I look great, right? I have partnered with a manufacturer on curriculum for state-of-the-art technologies that you're going to encounter when you go in the field. And by the way, those phones that we're not supposed to use in class, break them out. I'm gonna show you what we actually do, what our industry does with phones, and how we communicate. By the way, you're actually going to get a talk, but you're going to be talking to a piece of equipment, and you're going to interact. And you can sit there and get it done in a short amount of time, or you can spend a few hours getting to know all of the internal functions, like playing a game, and you want to go in and you want to learn every aspect and every submenu. We're actually going to let you do that in here for fun.
And think about it. We're giving you real-time practice to what your actual future customer is going to be interested in. They're going to want this stuff in their own homes. So why don't you practice on that equipment while you're in class learning? Yeah.
Go home, hey, Mom, Dad, guess what I learned today?
Look what I learned.
That new thermostat you've been looking at, let me show you something even better that I just finished learning in class.
Yeah.
And I'll show you how it actually operates.
Yeah. The other investment we're getting ready to make in our industry is we're getting ready to launch a badging program.
Digital badging?
Yeah. Digital badging.
Have you talked to Renee yet?
We're going to have to talk.
Oh my gosh.
I can't wait.
Everything you're saying, I'm like, HVACR Learning Network, digital badging.
Yeah. One of the things we want to make available to our college partner schools is we want those for free.
Yeah.
Earn that digital badge and say, you know what, I'm a specialist in these industry standards. And this is what I know. Yeah.
So I have been learning this. This was slightly new for me. It was a perspective I hadn't thought about. But I spent a lot of time studying generations.
Yeah.
You know, how to effectively communicate to different generations. And Gen Z and Alpha have been my primary targets recently. And it really is fascinating. And I was sitting in with one of our most successful contracting companies in the United States that has a near zero technician shortage, right?
Okay.
They don't search for technicians. Technicians come to them.
Okay. Where are they located?
So that it's a commercial service company.
Okay.
And so we was talking about how does that strategy work? Like what is the success of that? And I said, well, it really is one thing. We build a resume for every technician so that they can see their progression and they can see a path of success, because in particularly alpha's a whole nother animal, but Gen Z in particular, they see success as like a potential thing they can do. They want to know how to get there. And if you don't give them the paths and show them things to be successful, you're really going to struggle retaining them. Right. And so when we can do that and we can actually start showing these paths and giving digital recognitions, right? Like what's social media about? It's about recognition for things that I've accomplished.
Let them show off what they know.
Yes.
How cool is that?
Right. And so now we're actually doing education that has something I can show for it that I can layer on top of my other digital badges and recognition certifications.
And think about that as you join the industry, you get your first job and your future employer already knows what you know.
Yeah, exactly. You know, there was a time in our industry where so when I was teaching contractors, right? So if I was doing a onboarding for a new contractor, and the contractor wanted me to do classes, like I need to know what kind of talent you have. Right. So I'm going to give you an assessment test for every one of your technicians. And the question was, well, why do we do that? I was like, okay, so for generations, residential contractors have relied on years of experience as the qualification for their value. How do you know that you have two technicians that have 15 years experience? Do you know if one technician has had 15 years of the same bad habits they learned in the first year, or 15 years of continual growth? A lot of times we would get certificates of completion for taking a course, and then what happened with them? Nobody else looked at them. Mom put them in a frame. Maybe,
or they ended up in a folder.
Gone. First move, their history. So when we start implementing digital badging for completions of courses, and now you have something that directly on to your next job, the rest of your career. These are things that you have achieved, and it's absolutely brilliant. I'm thanking you for doing that.
We should be celebrating that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm a contractor, and I'm looking for a technician. Right, I know what I'm going to be selling. Okay, this is my product lineup, and by the way, all of this generation of equipment is going to be getting this type of a thermostat, and I wouldn't mind if you all knew what you're doing with these things. Well, what if you have someone coming right out of school going, oh, by the way, I just finished those and I got a certificate and a digital badge showing that I completed this course.
And as a homeowner, what peace of mind are you providing to say, yep, look at what I earned
along the way. Yeah. I see digital badging being like a staple of our industry going forward.
We're very excited.
Yeah. I mean, it's like that whole portfolio. Like, what do you know? You know, we're in an age of the easy button. As a consumer, if there's an easy button for who's coming to work on my system, like we're already using these kind of tools. Like most of our professional business software is using tools that shows you the technician that's coming to see you, maybe a little bit of biography. But what if you've seen that person and you've seen everything that they were already qualified and go, they're coming to install a Resideo thermostat at my house, and they've already been trained and certified on that.
Great.
Thank you for sending the right person.
Fabulous. I have confidence.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah, you got my attention. I got to go check this thing
out. Can't wait to see you at the booth. And if anybody listening wants to know more information,
you have to know where to go.
Please contact me or find the information on our website.
Okay.
Within a matter of days, that will be available for purchase. We are so excited. And this is just the first round and the first generation from us. We are here to stay. We are investing in this industry, and we are excited about empowering the next generation of the professional.
I am too. These are the kind of partnerships we like to find. You know, companies that are just looking at the industry going, you know what? We all have a lot to learn. We are all going to get there, but we all have things that we're going to, you know, assist this industry in moving forward. And this is a tool for assisting that.
And we have to do our part. As a manufacturer, we need to do our part to make sure that the students and the instructors have the right information. So here's how we're going to do that.
Yeah, in an age of misinformation that is about as available as correct information, it's easy to get the wrong stuff. And so that's why I always encourage people, go firsthand, right? That firsthand information, who created, engineered, manufactured these things, that's where your correct information is at. And this is going to be really good.
Well, thank you so much for the time today.
Thank you. Jamie, where do people go to learn more about this?
So if you want to learn more about training, come to academy.resideo.com for more information.
Simple as that.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate the time.